I don't think we graphed it.
Okay. All right, well, I'll just make up a new one today. We'll just start by, I want these videos to overlap. So I want to make sure that we do the same type problem we did. So I'm going to make up a new problem. Somebody tell me what the middle, what B was. Was B even or odd on that 2x?
It was even.
It was even, so I need to make it even because that's the next step. What happens if it's not even? Okay, let me make sure I got everything turned on. I got the recording turned on. I got the captions turned on. And can y'all see my whiteboard? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my whiteboard. Okay, good. So everything's on. So let's go ahead and do, let me turn on the enrollment. And how many we got? 15. Oh my gosh, we got 15 people. God, y'all turned on y'all's videos and no ceiling fans. Wow. That's great. So here we go. I'll just make up another one. Let's go with 2x squared, not negative 2x. Let's go with 2x squared minus 8x minus 14, or let's make it 4. All right, so there is our level 5, level 6, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, today's Wednesday. Monday, we ended class with a negative 2x. This is a positive 2x. So we're going to factor, we're going to move 4, 2x squared minus 8x plus blank is equal to 4 plus blank. Factor out a 2. And I take my highlighters out. And I highlight that 2 right there because to remind you, whatever you factor out, you have to multiply by that right side blank. Now I'm ready to complete the square. So 4 divided by 2, square it, is equal to 2 squared, which is equal to 4. All right, finish it. Take a minute or two and finish it. And that means everything, all the way down to sketching the graph. So 2 times x minus 2, shortcut number 2, because of that sign right there, is equal to 4 plus 8, which is 12. So our vertex form would be f of x is equal to 2 times x minus 2 quantity squared minus 12. So our vertex is equal to horizontal shift of 2 to the right and vertical shift negative 12. So there's our vertex. And that is what they asked for on test, and they asked for this right here. I just asked for the vertex, so the vertex is, if you just get the vertex from this form, it'll be positive 2 and negative 12. And now I'm going to solve it. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. X minus 2 quantity squared is equal to 6. Square root both sides. X minus 2 is equal to the square root of 6. I'm going to do the exact and I'm going to do the approximate. So X is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of 6. That's exact. Square root of 6. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 9 is 3. 4 to 9 is 5 half. So the square root of 6.5 is equal to 2.5. So I'm going to say 2.4.
It's 2.4.
It's a miracle. X is equal to 2 plus or minus 2.4. And that's going to be 4.4. And 2 minus 2.4 is negative 0.4. So I've got an x-intercept at 4.4. And I've got an x-intercept at negative 0.4. And I've got a y-intercept of negative 4. And I've got a vertex of 2 and negative 12. Domain is all real numbers. Range is from negative 12 to infinity. Decreasing from negative infinity to line of symmetry, which is 2. Oops, 2, sorry. And then increasing from 2 to infinity. Now that is a continuation of what we did Monday. So that was about a 5 or a 6. Now we're going to step it up a notch today. Now we're going to do a negative 2 or negative A, and we're going to have an odd B. So therefore you're going to have a fraction, which most of you will quit halfway through the problem. So let's go ahead and make that problem happen. Let's go with another negative 2. Negative 2x squared plus 3x minus 12 is equal to 0. Now I want you to see if you can do this without using decimals, because then you have to use a calculator. I want you to see if you can do it using fractions. So go ahead and start it. I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to give you 3 minutes to get a good start on it. And if you don't get a good start on it in 3 minutes, then we all going to make fun of you. Let's go. Mr. Galen, did that work? Were you able to get back in? Can you hear now?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Yeah, it worked. I was just having audio
Usually,
issues.
well, usually if you hear breaking up, it's either I haven't restarted the system or you need to restart your system. I've restarted. I restart this system every time I come in. So
Mm-hmm.
that probably is either just a bad connection when you came in, or you might need to restart your system. And when I say system, I don't mean just your computer, but your router also needs rebooting every now and
Yes,
then
sir.
because the RAM gets
Mm-hmm.
stopped up. So
Mm-hmm.
always do the always do the router. I do my router before every class because I have to.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay. Well, I can hear everything fine, but am I breaking up?
No, you're fine.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Vogt had to step out. Miss Ogawa still ain't got no camera. Miss Ogawa, what's up with that? You were fine the first couple of days.
Yeah, I went to IT too, and everything they told me to do, I've already done.
Don't make any sense.
No, they told me, I've even looked at YouTube videos, and that hasn't helped either.
What type of computer do you have?
I have a Lenovo.
Okay. My
I don't
son's
know.
got one of those.
I don't know if I
Huh?
should go to. I don't know if I should go to like Lenovo support or something. I don't know if they can help.
Is it a fairly new computer?
I got it when I started college, so like I've had it for like 2 years now.
Yeah. I would call and see if they'd give you a freebie. Maybe they can help you out a little bit.
Yeah,
But most of those places,
the
most of
camera
those places,
light, the
Go
camera
ahead.
light is flashing though, saying it's on.
Yeah. Huh. And you sure you don't have the lens cover on it?
No, because when the lens is covered, then the light goes away.
Oh, okay. That's strange. All right, so y'all have had enough time to get it started. That's 3 minutes. Let's see what we got. Move the 12 first. That's going to be negative 2x squared plus 3x plus blank is equal to 12 plus blank. Factor out a negative 2. Negative 2 and blank. Now, I'm going to take my red marker. Now, why do I do the red marker? Well, because I'm trying to show you that you can't do completing the square until you factor out and get a 1 in front of that x squared. So I have to do that. 3 over 2 divided by 2 and squared. 3 over 2 multiplied by 1/2 and squared. 3/4 and squared. 9/16. Now, does anybody notice how I just did that? Somebody tell me what you noticed about the way I just did that. All that in red. Somebody tell me what I did that you notice about the red part. What do you notice? Nobody notices anything? Yes, red. Yeah, I noticed that. You notice the way I did it? Step by what? Step by what?
Step by step.
Step.
Step by step. Some of you guys, some of you try to do it in one step. You try to do 3/2 divided by 2 over 1, and you try to do it in one step, guys. Okay? Don't do that because you're going to get it wrong. Now, if you do 10 problems and you do it that way and you get them right, then you are the man, okay? You are it. But most people that don't like fractions can't do that in one step. What else do you notice about what I divided by? I didn't divide by 2, I divided by what? 2 over 1. So that way you remember to flip it upside down when you multiply. Because when you divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. Now, I just gave you a little bit of a review of fractions for your benefit, so please make sure you make the most of it by doing it step by step and not trying to, impress anybody by trying to do it in one step. If you do it step by step, chances are you're going to get it right. All right? So now we use shortcut number 2. And that's going to give us -2 times x minus 3/4 quantity squared is equal to, I'm going to take my blue pen and I'm going to do some canceling over here. That will do an 8. And 8 times 12 is what? 8 times 2 is 96, isn't it? I think it's 96, so this is going to be 96/8. So 96/8 minus 9/8 is what? 96 minus 9 is what? 87? Somebody help me out there. 87/8.
Yep.
96/8 minus 9/8. That negative right there. Okay. Somebody check 96 minus 9. I believe it's 87. I have to check my subtraction because I suck at it.
It's 87.
All right, so let's make the people at Pearson happy. The homework and the test people. -2 x minus 3/4 quantity squared minus 87/8. Vertex is equal to 3/4 and -87/8. Okay, so that's make them happy with the homework and the test. Down here, I'm just going to ask for the vertex. That's going to be 3/4, and the opposite over here is -87/8. That's your vertex. Now I'm going to solve it. Divide by -2. Divide by -2. Multiply by -1/2. It's not going to help us because we're taking the square root of a negative, so we have no x-intercepts. Quantity squared is equal to -87/16. And that means no x-intercepts, but I'm going to write it in terms of I, so you will get it right in the homework. Take the square root of both sides, you get x minus 3/4 is equal to I times the square root of 87 over 4, and x is equal to, they like to put it in I, so that would be 3 plus or minus I times the square root of 87 over 4. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you can just say no x-intercepts because there's a negative in the radical. And you've got a You got a y-intercept of negative 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got a vertex of 3/4, and 8 will go into 88 11 times. So that's going to be 11. Should be negative 11. It's pointing downward, so that's okay. And no x-intercepts. All real numbers. Range negative infinity to, what's my y? Negative 87/8. Increasing from negative infinity to 3/4, and decreasing from 3/4 to positive infinity. Line of symmetry, x is equal to 3/4. What do you notice about each time you do completing the square? What do y'all notice about it? Anything, anybody notice anything about the more problems you do with completing the square? Okay, I guess y'all don't notice anything. Okay. That's about a 6 or a 7. Let me give you another one. Let's see. Let me give you another one. I'm looking at this one to write the next one. Okay, I need to, okay. All right, so the next one is going to be the same type, except it's going to be, you're going to have x-intercepts, so it's a little bit more difficult because you're going to have x-intercepts. So let's move on to the next one. Y'all settle down, please. Let's try 2x squared plus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now this time I'm going to give you 5 minutes and see how far you can go. 5 minutes to figure it out. Song. All right, I'm going to turn on my handy dandy timer, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Trying to think of who sung that. 5 minutes. Figure it out. That's going to bother me. I want to say Tanya Tucker, but it's not. Lori Morgan. Which I didn't care too much for her. Keith Whitley, that was my man till he killed himself. And some of y'all have no idea who I'm talking about because it's not Auto Tuner City. What is it with that auto tuner crap? That is about the most annoying. Oh, shut up.
You gotta listen to T-Pain.
Oh my God, I'm not listening to any of it. I think it's the most stupid. I guess I'm just weird. I always thought that an artist was supposed to put out good stuff with their own voice or their own hands. I thought that's what the artist was. But I guess now you can be an artist by singing through a machine. Whatever makes the money, we don't care. We don't care what we do, just so long as we make money, right? And we criticize prostitution. What are we? I mean, think about it. When you sell out your own voice to a machine just because of money, what is that? I can't get y'all to talk about anything. Y'all are the most excommunicated people in class I've got. And I still get that. I could call y'all. I guarantee if I called you a name, I guarantee you somebody wouldn't say anything. You just go to my department head.
Do you watch the
Wouldn't say
NFL?
anything to me. What?
Do you watch the NFL?
No, the hell with the NFL. I will not watch the NFL.
Any reason why?
Yeah, there's a big reason why. Called the American damn flag and the national anthem.
Very true. Very true.
You can't protest the thing that gives you the right to protest. That's not right. You can't do that. It's like a misnomer. It's like a paradox. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Oh, I'm going to protest the symbol that gives me the right to protest. Really?
You have a work email.
I'm going to tell you something, and the United States has lost it, and that is freedom has a taste the protected will never know. And that's a very true statement. And that's all I'm going to say. But I do watch college football. I love college football. Even the weak cupcake conferences, I watch a little bit of them, but I'm an SEC fan. God, I guess I figured that all cupcake would get something.
What's your favorite SEC team?
Oh, I'm a Georgia fan. I've been a Georgia fan since I was little. That's why my truck is red and black. I had a choice between a silver truck and a red and black truck, and there was no choice. I was picking the red and black. That's why I won't get rid of it unless I can find another red and black one. I mean, the previous
I have
owner,
a painful existence. I'm sorry.
yeah, he was a Georgia fan. The guy that bought the truck that had it, he's a one owner. I'm the second owner, and he got black rims for it, and that's why I bought it, because it had black rims. There we go. So yeah, I'm a Georgia fan. Been a Georgia fan since I was little. I wanted to go to Georgia and be a veterinarian, and here I am teaching y'all. So that's how things work out. So I wanted to work with cows, but wasn't able to go to Georgia. My grades, I barely got into Clemson. All right. So 2x squared plus 5x plus blank is equal to 10 plus blank. And of course, I'm not going to take, I'm not going to be accountable for my bad grades. I'll just blame Russia for that, because you don't want to be accountable for, bad things. You want to blame somebody. So anyway, 2, factor out x squared plus 5 halves plus blank is equal to 10 plus 5 times blank. Sorry, 2 times blank. And I like Alabama, but I like that. Oh, I loved that Florida-Alabama game. Now that was a good game.
I watched that. That was really
Yeah.
good to watch.
I love to see a close game. I don't like to see all cupcake conference. I don't like to see that. Where Burns High School plays Clemson. Huh?
Yeah, I was about to say you don't like watching Clemson play, did you?
No, I don't, because they play, I mean, they play Burns, Spartanburg High School. I mean, who do they play? They played Georgia, got beat. I mean, who do they play? Just like Ohio State. Who does Ohio State play?
No
They
way.
play Penn State, and they're going to get whooped this year. I think Penn State's going to whoop them this year.
I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and we're big Penn State fans too. So I'm happy that they're doing good.
Penn State looks pretty tough this year.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good. I picked out LSU the year they went national champion, and I told within the first 2 or 3 games, I said Penn State's going to be good by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think Georgia has not been able to test itself yet. Georgia's got to play Alabama or Florida before they can test themselves. And I think Penn
Florida
State
is way underrated.
Yeah. I think Florida is going to be, I think Florida has a chance to win the SEC. So,
Yeah.
but I hope Penn State, I hope they beat the crap out of Ohio State. Ohio State is one of the most overrated teams in the nation.
I hate any teams from Ohio. Any teams. So
Well,
yeah, that'd be great.
I just think they're overrated because they're in a weak conference like Clemson. They're in a very weak conference. All right. 5 halves divided by 2 over 1 squared. 5 halves multiplied by 1 over 2 squared. 5 over 4 squared. 25/16. Do you see why I tell you that this is basic math? I'm sorry, but if you can't do this and you're in a college algebra class, I mean, now you may be rusty. Okay, we're rusty. I understand rusty. But if you don't have any idea what I'm doing there, then that's sad after being through 12 years of school. Everybody should be saying either, yeah, I'm rusty, or yeah, I remember that. Because, you know, that should be taught, I mean, in 3rd, 4th grade, everybody should have that. Or maybe 6th grade. All right? So now we've got shortcut number 1 on the left. So that's going to be 2 times x plus 5/4 quantity squared is equal to, I'm going to get my blue pen out again, and that's going to be an 8. That's going to cancel. So 88. And I'm going to put that right here. 80 over 8 plus 25 over 8. Check my math, please. And 105 over 8. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for checking me. Thank you. 2. Oh, the vertex. I'm not going to write all that crap up there. I'm just going to give you the vertex. Negative 5/4, comma, negative 105 over 8. There's your vertex. Now divide by 2. Multiply by 1/2. Sorry. And that's going to give us x plus 5/4 quantity squared is equal to 105 over 16. X plus 5/4 is equal to the square root of 105 over 4. And bring back that minus 5. There's your exact answer, or negative 5 plus the square root of 105 over 4. Somebody tell me what the square root of 100 is.
10.
10.
10.
So I'm gonna say that's probably 10.2. So positive or negative, 10.2 minus 5 over 4. Well, 10.2 minus 5 is 5. 5 over 4 is 1 1/4. So you got one x-intercept at 1.25 roundabout. And the other x-intercept is negative 15. Negative 15 divided by 4 is going to be like 3 and 3.75 negative, somewhere around about. This is approximate because I don't feel like using a calculator. So let's see if everything lines up. X-intercepts 1.25, negative 3.75. Vertex 1 1/4 and negative what? 1 will go in there, 14 or 13. Negative 1 1/4, negative 13. Something like that. That don't look right. Oh, negative. Negative 1 1/4 and negative, there we go. And a y-intercept of 10. And all real numbers. And negative 105/8 to infinity for your range. And then the line of symmetry is negative 1 1/4 or negative 5/4. And then decreasing from negative infinity to negative 5/4. And then increasing from negative 5/4 to infinity. How you feel? Good?
A little
All right.
better about it.
What are you finding out each time you do one? You should be getting better at it.
Yeah, so it's getting easier as I go.
It's getting easier. And we've only done what, 8 problems? Somebody count, look in your notes. Tell me how many problems we've done. How many complete the squares? I think we've done about 8 or 9.
I have a question about the problem.
Yeah.
So up at the third line where it has the 2 and then the 25 over 16, and so you
Yeah.
canceled out the 2 and then made it an 8. How did you do that again? So it
Well,
just
what is 2 over? 2 is over 1, right?
1. Yeah.
So you're multiplying 2 over 1 times 25 over 16.
Okay.
So write that out on your page. Put 2 over 1
Mm-hmm.
and then a dot and then 25 over 16.
Mm-hmm.
And you can either do 2 times 25 is 50 over 16 and simplify that.
Right.
Or you could just cancel the 2 and the 16 and get 8 because 2 times 8 is 16.
Right. I got you.
Okay?
Mhm.
You can do it either way.
Yeah.
Who's got another question?
I was just gonna say that we've done 8. That's all.
We've done 8. Golly, it gets simpler as you do more problems. You know what? I should maybe give y'all some problems to do at home. And what would we call that? Homework. Yeah, that's what we should do. Hopefully, by the time you get through completing the square homework, you'll be pretty good. Now, there are some problems in the homework or the test that will say, use quadratic formula. Have I used the quadratic formula? No. You should do it by completing the squares. Okay? So, don't use you use quadratic formula when you have a quadratic with decimals. That's when you use the quadratic formula. You don't use the quadratic formula every time you see a dadgum quadratic like they teach you in high school. Questions, right, complaint. All right, we're gonna shut her down today because I don't wanna get, the ones we're gonna do Friday are gonna be all fractions. So that means half of y'all won't show up for class, okay? Because you don't wanna see fractions. All right, let me shut down the share and shut down the recording.